What was terrible this week?
Jackson getting me sick.
You're not sick. You're just under the weather. Get over it.
Under the weather is sick, dipshit.
Yeah.
You guys
Shut
both
up.
got sick.
How do you get under the weather? Anyways.
Yeah, where did that phrase come from? I don't know.
Your generation.
No.
Yeah.
That was,
That's at least my parents, if not even maybe before them.
Yeah, that's from like
pretty
colonial
old.
days.
Colonial.
Yeah. When they just were under everything. I was going to say, though, this week, yeah, them being sick,
That's always a bummer.
I feel bad for them. And also, it's just been kind of boring around here because they're
Yeah.
sick.
No one wants to do anything.
No, yeah, everyone's just like sleeping and trying to get better.
Yeah, coughing up a lung.
But I guess comparatively speaking, again, just not that bad of a week.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
Not really.
so
Yeah.
I'm Josh,
I'm Rachel.
I'm Calvin.
I'm Jackson.
and this is Relatively Terrible.
I love you, but you're all terrible.
Maybe it was our prep for this episode that actually made you guys sick.
Maybe.
Because
Yeah.
this week we are talking about
Oh, God.
reality TV. We said all of these things.
I own it, and I regret saying that reality TV is trash because I set us up to have to challenge
Reality
that.
TV is worse than vaping.
Hold on,
That bad.
Let me set it up.
Yeah, good.
Before we have ever watched any reality TV, that's just not something we do. Our preconceived idea about it is that it's trash and it's terrible. So what we're doing in this series is we're kind of going back and looking at these things. This week it's reality TV. And we watched 4 different reality TV shows. I would say they're all extremely different.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
2 were really focused
Sure.
on games and competition, and then 2 were,
Ugh.
what do you call that?
Garbage.
Like lifestyle or
Garbage.
people? I don't know what
yeah.
you call
Garbage,
those.
like
Garbage.
Jackson said. Garbage.
Okay, but you got to be able to put words to it,
Yeah.
or
Garbage.
it doesn't
Yeah.
count. Nope.
It's brain
See?
rot.
I mean,
Yeah, there we go.
listen. So just to
More
clarify,
than 2 words, or it doesn't count, or you just sound like some dumbass on the internet.
I hated every part of this.
well, hold on. Let's just stop for a second. I think we need to do this maybe sort of how we did the albums. Let's like start with one of the shows, and then we each
Okay.
kind of give.
Let's start with Beast Games. Let's rate it this way to this way, and then when we
Okay.
get here, I'll start my review
So
of it.
Beast Games. Do we want to say we watched
The first
Beast
episode.
Games? We watched season 1, episode 1.
Yeah, we were just trying to get an idea of what the show was all about.
Oh, yeah.
Rating?
0 out of 10.
0.5.
Okay.
I would say 2 out of 10.
Yeah, 1.5 out of 10 sounds right. I'll go ahead and give you my review. I've never liked Mr. Beast anyways. I don't really get the appeal. I don't really understand why he's famous. I don't like that he started giving out money to homeless people and all this he basically started kindness porn, and that's sickening. And he's still doing it with Beast Games. It is basically just a ripoff of Squid Game, but you don't die, you fall through a hole in the ground, so we don't actually know what happens to them. But you're putting all these people who are desperate for money in a room, not only desperate, but they have this love and greed for money. People always think that money is evil, but it's the love of money that is the root of all evil, and these are the people. So even in this first episode, it's already cutthroat. It's not fun to watch. It's not interesting. It's not innovative. And it's all about money, and that is it. I cannot imagine if you would continue watching this show, how it would do any good or bring any value to your life, your family's life, or anyone around you. It would just make you hunger more for money. That's it.
That's what his content's always been about. That's why I've never watched him.
And I don't understand why YouTube, I always say this in my head, why did YouTube put
him.
their chips on him, so to speak? Why did they put their bets on him? He looks like, if he didn't trim his hair properly, he would look like a straight up pedophile with that thin little mustache. And I've heard really terrible things about working with him. I'm not going to say anything specific or who told me, but I don't know why some people are famous. Some people are probably going to say, well, you're just jealous. Bullshit. I mean, I go out all the time and get recognized. I do like that. I do like the fame we have, but I would never do what he does in order to increase my fame and in order to lie to people just to get more views. Okay, I think I've said enough.
I'll let Jackson go next because I know he felt really strongly about these games.
I hated this one out of all of the ones that we watched.
So this was your most hated?
This one I couldn't stand. I really wanted to turn it off, but I fought through it. Granted, I was on my phone most of the time because I really couldn't stand it. This was disgusting in every way possible. It was promoting greed. You saw people. I heard someone say, "Oh, this money would change my life," and all I could think was, "Yeah, it could. Not in a good way necessarily." And then I saw this one dumbass said, "I left my wife and kids at home." I was like, they deserve better. If I were by myself, I would have turned it off after 5 minutes. I didn't care about the production. It really was just Squid Games. I don't like Mr. Beast. I don't think he's talented in any way.
He's not a good host.
No, he's not a good host.
There's nothing entertaining about him
his
as a
voice
host.
isn't even good.
He's dead behind the eyes.
He's dead behind the eyes. I mean, yeah, I just hated it. Hated what it was promoting. It's just Mr. Beast's videos, but now he has a show. That's all it is. Nothing really special.
I will say this: if I were to ever meet Mr. Beast, I would still give him the benefit of the doubt and talk to him because, again, we've talked about this on social media. You don't see the real thing.
And you'd want to talk to him off camera.
Yes, I want to talk to him off
When he's
camera.
not on.
But also, I would question what part of you is letting the other part of you do this. That's gross. Anyways, go ahead, Cal.
Yeah, it was terrible. Was it entertaining? Yeah, but that was about it. The thing that I hated was the teamwork in it because everyone was like, "What did you just do? No, we're working as a team." And they don't realize, like, at the end, it's only going to be one person.
Yeah. So it's all
So
fake.
it's fake. Oh, it was so fake.
Well, yeah, they introduced teamwork, and then all of a sudden they introduce a challenge to make you fight against yourself.
Exactly. And I just don't understand, like, what the other episodes, like, what could what could be different?
It's all just
Nothing
going to be the
else.
same.
It's going to be the same thing. Like, there's a challenge, money, that's it. And it really just showed how greedy people were in that.
Yeah.
It brought out the worst in people. That was my
Yeah.
least favorite part about it.
Because there would be like the guy was standing there, he's like, I won't push the button, I won't push the button.
20 seconds later, he
And
pushed
then
the
like,
button.
not 20 seconds later, but like as it went on, he pushed the button.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to happen
Well,
as it goes on,
And
Calvin.
people were crying.
Oh, yeah.
were
That
crying.
was
That
dumb.
was
That was dumb.
I agree with everything you guys have said. It was my second most hated out of the 4. And 2 things about it. The people that made it on the show were certain types of people. The 4 of us would never make it on there because we would not be on there crying and acting emotionally unhinged, 30 seconds into the show, which most people seem to be doing. It was very, very emotional, very manipulative. And it just made me think of the lottery. Most people recognize that the lottery plays on vulnerable people. It's people who they need a quick win. They need some money. They really are hoping they get it, and they end up spending their money on lottery tickets in the hopes of a big win. And we all know it doesn't pay out. We all know most people that win the lottery. There's been how many episodes done of that show, The Lottery Ruined My Life. We know that there's really not good outcomes for most people who even manage to win, and yet it's still a thing that people play, and it's usually vulnerable people who get sucked into it.
Yep.
And it's completely vulnerable people who are getting sucked into competing and then watching people compete. It is all just emotional manipulation. I can appreciate, I guess, like the production value, but again, it's reality TV, gets made by just whoever has the most money. Like, that's the biggest takeaway from watching these 4 shows is
Yeah.
like, if you got money, you can have a show.
Well, I can't even
And
appreciate the production because he just stole it from Squid Games.
that,
he took
well, there's that
everything.
too. Yeah.
from Squid
The
Games.
ideas at least were definitely,
It wasn't
you said
original.
it was very much a ripoff.
Yeah.
So,
and I just want to say, you guys have all, I think we've all kind of touched on this, but the money and fame, people think that is going to fix them. Mm-hmm. And it's really, actually, if you're in a bad place and you get either one of those, it is not going to fix, it is going to make it so much worse. And that is why we have all the scandals that we do, all the terrible things that happen in this world, because people get money, people get fame when they're not, like, when they haven't worked on themselves on the inside, they don't know how to handle anything.
and that actually points out that this is actually worse than the lottery because you are tagging on to this whole, I'm going to be on TV too.
Right.
Like, I'm going to be on a show, and who knows, maybe I'll get to meet Mr. Beast, and maybe he'll feel bad for me, and maybe, you know what?
And that's why there was so much crying, because can you imagine
the opportunities that people
what
thought
you-
they were losing?
you built that in your head and then you lose in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I agree with you. This was my second most hated. I'm going to go next to my most hated. Ooh. Okay. I think it's Chrisley's Know Best. Is that what
That was my most hated as well.
Okay, so that is a negative. The biggest number in the world, I think it's a Googleplex. Negative a Googleplex out of 10.
Agreed.
I just.
Nothing. There was nothing. Let me take this one.
Go ahead.
There was not, because this. I mean, there was zero redeeming value. I'll tell you exactly
so
what
bad.
episode we watched. We picked one that, according
highest
to
rated.
Reddit or Google, said it was highly rated. It was season 8, episode 4, called Everlasting Todd. So Todd is obsessed with his health and trying to extend his life. That's one storyline, and then the other storyline is the kids trying to help the youngest child get a pet.
Todd's the dad, right?
Yeah.
The dad.
I have seen reality TV, right? Like, I mean, when we were growing up, that's when, Rural World came out. I remember when Survivor started.
The Osbournes.
The Osbournes. The dialogue in the Chrisley show actually, like, made me start, like, my jaw was clenched at
So
certain
fake.
points. These were people who were, it was incredibly fake. Everybody's playing dumb. It was a very predictable storyline. No surprises, nothing interesting. It's just rich people being
Rich.
That's it.
This took away from my life. Like, not only did it not have any redeeming qualities, it like subtracted something from me. I hated, like, they sent him back to prison. Like, what? That's a crime against humanity.
That was the only real part of the show.
What?
Them going to jail.
And we didn't even watch that part.
Yeah,
Nope.
we didn't even see. We should have maybe gone to like this newest season where maybe they talk about that after they got out. But this is my number one most hated because I could not find one single redeeming quality. At least with Beast Games, there was some entertainment in there. There was some competition. It was a game.
But how do you go 8 seasons? Listen, 8 seasons, 8 years. How do you go 8 seasons and not get any better at acting?
It was
You've
brutal.
been there for 8 years. You can't even get any better at acting than you are right now? What
So
the
bad.
What
hell?
did you guys? What did you guys
think?
Where did this rank for you out
Yeah,
of the
it
4
was-
things we watched?
It goes Beast Games, Chrisley's.
Yeah. Okay.
I couldn't, these people, they need to be in prison. Their show alone is a crime against humanity.
Yeah.
It's mindless. And
Also, go look at the ratings.
Gosh.
Go look at the ratings. They're only making this because they have the money to pay a production company to make this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And somebody must be watching it, but also you can pay for that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. It's mindless.
You know what the best part about it was? It was
ending?
only 22 minutes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it
yes.
was the shortest one.
Thank
of
you.
everything
See,
we
that's how
watched.
I know that it was fake, because it was short.
Yeah.
Usually reality TV episodes are like 45 minutes to an hour. This was only 22 minutes.
Because again, day-to-day life is boring, even for rich people. And that
Yes.
very much so came across in these 22 minutes of torture. Because it was like, this is so manufactured. Who cares? Nobody cares.
I really wanted to go do some research, and I didn't, about who this Chrisley family is. I don't know if it's real estate or if...
I think it was real estate.
Okay, so see, why do you have a show then?
Yeah.
And why is your show not about real estate?
Go to work.
Come
I
on.
mean, because again, now they have so much money they don't need to
Or
work.
no, listen,
I don't know.
if you have so much money you don't need to work, you're still going to want to do something. But you don't need to subject the whole world to your great life. That's, the only redeeming thing I found out. So the little girl in it, who's obviously adopted because she's black, they have an older son who I guess is a drug addict.
Okay.
And he had this child and they adopted her.
Okay.
But it feels more like just let's add a black kid.
Yeah.
Because
It's a reality TV version of the Add a Kid thing. Yeah.
But let's make
What
sure
season
they're
did she show up
black
in?
because everyone's gonna love that, especially because I'm zesty. I'm zesty and I got a black daughter. Oh,
Black one.
Well, and then at the end of this episode, she got a pet turtle that she wasn't going to get.
Shocker. Yeah.
Well,
And I can tell you right now,
That turtle's dead.
and it was so cringy because like the daughter
that's not what I was gonna say.
and the son were like manipulating the father.
Yeah, because he
By
had
like,
his
oh yeah,
real
we're
pet
gonna start
policy.
like a horse and go down to a turtle, and that's what she really wants. Like that. Oh, so fake.
Yeah, so fake. With a lot of these reality shows that focus on people as opposed to like the competitions, my question is always, where do they find these people and why do we care about them? At least when it was like the Osbournes. Ozzy Osbourne was already famous.
Yeah.
So when he got a show, you were like, oh, I know who that is, and I want to peek behind the curtain.
Right. Yeah.
I want to see Ozzy Osbourne
Yeah.
in his, robe at home drinking coffee in the morning.
Love it. Yeah.
I don't think he's
That
drinking
makes-
coffee.
But
Why
like
not?
the Chrisleys, who the are these people? Where did we find them? Who cares what these people are doing? They are filled with so much Botox.
I guess the only redeeming value of that show
I
is it
just-
got you just to do that high-pitched F word. That was great.
But the dad was so zesty,
So
like
zesty.
and by the way, I couldn't tell what accent they had.
Southern or something.
Just
Southern.
rich Southern.
Not UK.
No, Southern.
But they,
What
don't,
hap-
but they
Yeah.
don't look Southern.
They look plastic. I
Yeah,
mean, I don't
that's
know
what-
what you mean they don't look
I'm
Southern.
from down south. I like down south. That's me.
He's just they're both, and it's funny because when they did the scenes of the two of them next to each other, they've had so much plastic surgery, obviously done by the same doctors, they almost look like brother and sister.
They kind of do.
They almost look like brother and sister instead of husband and wife.
Spoiler alert! Sweet Home Alabama.
Because they've just been both doctored up so badly.
Okay, we got to move on
Yeah.
because they don't deserve any
That
more
was
screen
most
time.
hated. Couldn't stand it.
Let's go next
Go back to prison.
Housewives.
Which
one did we watch?
The horny housewives of
We
Orange County?
watched-
No, the housewives that all look the same.
I
What
don't
is
even
it
know.
called? The
Real Housewives.
Real Housewives, not horny.
Oh.
And
Okay.
we watched episode 1, season 1. So we went back all the way to 2006.
And it's still going?
Yes. And
Oh
those,
my God.
honestly, I would actually, if I hated myself more, I would actually then watch a newer episode to compare it today to the 2006 because I got to be honest, didn't love this. I would give it a 4 out of 10.
Oh, that's pretty high.
But that's much higher than I thought I would rate it. I really thought Housewives would be my most hated.
I gave it a 2 out of 10. What about you guys?
2 out of 10.
0 out of 10.
Yeah, you know why I didn't want to watch a new one?
Because they're all half naked.
Well, yeah, I don't
I mean,
need
there
to
was even some of that in this one.
Yeah, I don't need to subject my family to
Yeah.
that. I've seen commercials of it, and it's like, oh my gosh, you show that on TV now? I think this show, The Real Housewives of Orange County,
Yeah, whatever it was.
yeah. I think it has the most spin-offs
There's so many.
ever.
There's so many.
There's
yeah.
so many different cities, so many different countries that do this now. It's crazy.
And just like the Chrisleys, my question that I asked a couple episodes ago about Real Housewives, where do they find these women? Like they're just rich people that no one knows about. So they're rich people with rich people problems.
And rich blonde women, for some reason,
Look the
They
same.
all look the same.
the same.
Well, all the same plastic surgery, all the same,
Makeup.
Plus, even in this first episode, you got to see a very interesting insight into their lives because they're talking about their son who was in high school. He's going to graduate. He wants to play baseball, but he's such a crying, whiny little baby. He thought he just deserved to go to the MLB. And because of that, he basically didn't play his senior year and had to go play summer baseball and got drafted like in the 58th round of the draft. So,
Isn't that bad?
Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't good. But
Now,
yeah, he let his
especially
grades fall.
like Mom said, he's, his dad and his dad's dad were in the league. So now
he
you're
just-
coming in as third generation, but you're coming in on the bottom of the barrel. That just makes you look like a piece of crap.
Yep.
It shows that you didn't work.
Yeah.
And also the other interesting relationship was the young girl with the older guy.
Oh, I hated
Yes.
her.
Yes. The one where they were just dating and he had kids.
And she was like
And
going
she
out
kept
that
going
way.
out.
Yeah, that dude.
The only positive thing I'll give Real Housewives is because, and it made it a little hard to keep track of, especially because they did all look alike. But again, because real life is so boring, the fact that they had 5 or 6 different women families
Yeah.
that they focused on, it at least I was a little more engaged with it. You're like, wait
Yeah.
a minute, what was happening with this one? So there was more.
But it was hard because they all looked the same.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially during the graduation party.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
those blonde
Just
Was
to
women.
see
that,
if-
wait, who is who?
Yeah. I
Just
did
a
not
sea
know
of
what was
polo
going.
shirts.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on.
Blonde hair. Yeah. But at least it was a little more, the pacing was a little bit better on it.
Still 40 minutes.
Well, and the way, even if it was scripted, I couldn't really tell. They did a pretty good job.
The dialogue was better.
Yeah.
It was definitely
It
way
felt
better
more
than
real.
Yes. It was better than the Chrisleys in that regard. So that's why I rate it higher than the Chrisleys. Still didn't love it, no desire to watch anymore. But I didn't hate it quite as much as I thought.
Because
I would.
normally what they do in a reality show is the cameras, they do just follow them around. But then if something happens worthy of filming, they like redo it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So the Chrisleys cannot do that.
Yeah.
The Real Housewives, I keep saying Housewives. Is that right? Nope.
Housewives.
Of Orange County, they could do it better, or they had a different system for doing it. I don't know.
Yeah. Or they just didn't do retakes or something.
But they're still making that show, still adding on more like new cities and things like that. It was atrocious.
Your sister, I think, said it best. I think she just described the whole franchise as just rich women fighting with each other.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I just don't see why we find this entertaining or why we want.
And everyone wants to go around and complain about rich people, but we're just keeping them rich by watching this stuff.
Exactly. Why do you want to help rich people who
Yeah.
really, are putting themselves in TV shows that make them look terrible? Why do you want to give terrible rich people more money? I don't know why we want to.
I heard they were going to do a Memphis one, but that got shot down.
Probably too dangerous.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Wow.
so last but not least is the Traitors. And now Traitors is based on a board game, and they have Alan Cummings as their host.
Oh, what?
Alan Cummings.
I think it's just. Is it Cummings or Cumming? I think his last name is just.
Alan's coming.
Anyway.
Alan Cummings.
Yeah, I know, Dad.
We watched what? We watched.
Sons of.
Dad, it's spelled Cummings.
Yeah.
It's Cummings, right?
Yeah.
So why are you guys questioning me?
I wasn't.
Yes, you were.
I just think it's
No, I
funny.
wasn't. I was just
But we-
Alan Cumming.
No,
wa-
it's just Cumming.
It's just, yeah, there's no
Alan
S.
Cumming.
Anyways, he's a great actor, great host. I'm only going to rate this out of 4, though.
5.
What do you rate it, Rach?
I think 5. It
Dex?
was the best.
I'll give it a 4. It was interesting. It had some entertainment value, but again,
Just kinda
drawn
boring.
out for 40
Drawn
minutes.
out.
That is a great word for it.
My 2 big
Gosh.
criticisms of Traitors are like a lot of them. I remember we used to watch Hell's Kitchen many years ago.
It's a very similar vibe.
It's a similar vibe, and they do the same thing in Traitors that they did in Hell's Kitchen. Before you go to commercial, and then you come back from the commercial, and you've got to repeat the last 25 or 30 seconds of what happened before the commercial. Like they're doing everything they can. There's so much repetition, so much drawing out. And then I was really disappointed when we got to the end of, we watched episode 1, season 1. You get to the end of that episode.
And they don't even tell you who got murdered.
Right. They leave it on this. It's like you could have totally
that's how
put
they
all
get
this
you
in
to watch-
episode 1. But they got to end it on a cliffhanger so
Yep.
you'll watch episode 2.
I think it won an Emmy. That's what it said on Peacock.
Did
People
it?
love it.
Two-time Emmy winner.
Yes.
People do love it.
People love it. People love playing the game. I mean, I first heard about the show on the podcast Smartlist because Sean Hayes, and when they go and they do these trips with their family, they always play Traitors.
It's a very popular game, especially in the UK, I guess.
You could probably play it without even like having the board game. It seems pretty simple.
Yeah, I didn't even really think it was officially a board game. I didn't know that.
I think so.
I know people play it though. Yeah, it just
The reason I rated it a 4 is I would not watch another one.
Nope.
No.
No.
Even though it ended on that cliffhanger and I kind of wanted to know who they were going to kill.
It wasn't enough to make me watch it.
Exactly. It didn't make me say, oh, let's watch another one.
But
Well,
they,
for 40 minutes, it better be worth it. And that
It
was not
wasn't.
worth it.
Too much repetition,
Yeah.
too much still.
It's like watching something that was made for ADHD people.
like the way they have to repeat things
Yes.
over and over again. So where did we land on? Like, I mean, personally, I still think reality TV is trash.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is.
It's trash.
I still think that I understand the want and desire for mindless entertainment,
Yeah.
for sometimes mindless TV.
Choose something else.
But reality TV for me is just not where it's at. And I know I came into this with a lot of preconceived notions, and at the end of the day, reality TV is not for me. But I really did try to have more of an open mind, and I was more pleasantly surprised.
I hate that
by
it's called.
some of it,
I
then-
hate
but-
that it's called reality TV because
Yeah, it's
this
a
is not
misleading-
reality.
Yeah.
I would
But-
say, reality TV, I still think it's trash, and I was proven right time and time
Yeah.
again. I will say, Love on the Spectrum is one of my favorite shows, though, and that's
because
typically
it's real.
that's technically reality TV, but it seems more realistic because guess what? You can't get these autistic people. You're not going to get them to be fake.
No.
See,
They're real.
That and I agree with you, and I think having watched Love on the Spectrum, what I'll say about it is the things that it gets right is there's multiple people going on. So it's not like watching the Chrisleys where it's like you're bored out of your mind
Yeah.
because there's nothing happening. There's a point to the show. It's not a competition.
Nope.
But there's a point to it. They're dating people. They're meeting people. You're trying to get to know them. You're meeting their families. So again, it's not just like, oh, let's just watch our daily life. No, there's a point to Love on the Spectrum. Personally, I think there's more redeeming qualities about watching autistic people trying to meet other people and understanding the struggles that they're having with their lives and
Yeah.
the struggles they face on a daily basis, as opposed to just watching rich people squander their money.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
to me, there's more value to be gained from the
Yeah.
content of Love on the Spectrum than watching rich people be stupid.
Very true. I agree. So you guys, what do you guys think? What are your final thoughts on reality TV?
It's garbage. It's brain rot.
Yeah.
It's brain rot.
It's not TV.
It's not entertaining. There's no
No.
redeeming value.
But people are watching it because the Chrisley's has 8 seasons or more.
10.
10.
And then they got a new series like
What?
coming out of prison. It doesn't matter. So, what was not so terrible this week?
I got one.
Yeah.
Buzz and Zerg are coming to Fortnite,
Oh, yeah.
and I will be buying those.
Great. I need a cigarette.
Okay, awesome.
Yay.
Jackson?
We're going to see Jeff Dunham tomorrow. That'll be fun.
I don't
Yeah,
know who
that'd
that
be cool.
is.
Yes, you do. You're just saying stuff to upset your dad.
Oh, I don't.
Well, we decided on we're going to go on a trip to Cleveland. That's pretty cool. But also, the new Bill Murray record comes out tonight.
Oh yeah, he
Super
released
stoked
a
about that.
snippet. Well, he posted a video about it that it's coming out tonight.
Yeah.
And yeah, the intro to the album's going to be pretty insane because he
We'll
played
see.
a little bit of it.
We'll see.
I pre-ordered 2 books this week.
Why?
Praise Jesus. Somebody's reading.
Wow. Oh, I finished a book this week.
Yeah, you've been on a roll with audiobooks.
Yeah, I finished a
so-
book called The Fold by Peter Clines.
The Fold. That sounds like a
The Fold.
Creed album.
The Fold.
The Fold. Hold me now. I'm 6 feet under the folding.
Okay.
And I can't sing, but apparently my dad says I have a good record. Oh.
Okay. Oh my God, you ruined it.
Talking about good, there was good TV this week. There was the season finale of St. Dennis Medical, which
that was
I
good.
loved. And I think all of season 2 of St. Dennis was really good. And I'm just hoping.
If that gets canceled, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Yeah,
Let's just.
But then to flip that around, was it this past week where we tried to go back because we had fallen off with Abbott Elementary? We went back and tried to
Abbott
pick it
can
back
suck
up,
it.
and I'm sorry, Abbott Elementary is.
I'm not the biggest fan of St. Dennis Medical, but let's hope it doesn't get the Abbott Elementary treatment. Where
Yeah.
season 5, it starts to go.
Yeah. St. Dennis has been.
So good.
That's my new favorite sitcom. I think. Really, it's
So good.
it's so
yeah.
good. It's so clever.
I'm excited for the new episodes of Malcolm in the Middle that are gonna come. That are coming
Why?
out.
because of
Why?
Bryan Cranston.
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Let's just be honest.
He looks good for
Bryan
70.
Cranston.
I've never
looks
liked
good for
that show.
70.
I've never liked that show.
I've had a hard time getting into it, to be
It's-
honest.
That was tough. That was a pandemic show, and it was like,
Because you
ugh.
guys, didn't you guys watch all of it?
Not
you
all
did.
of it.
Yes, you did, because you guys watched the finale.
No,
I
I
didn't.
did. No, I did.
I didn't. He was on his
We
own.
watched it almost every day. Yes, we watched the
Yes,
whole thing.
you guys watched the finale. You watched all of it.
We watched
No.
all of it. I every
I
time we
don't
put it on,
remember.
I fell asleep.
No, they didn't watch.
Because
it.
I remember you
did.
guys complaining about the ending. You guys said it was trash.
No, that was me, Kel. I watched most of it.
I thought I watched maybe like the first 2 or 3 seasons.
But the ending sucked because he had this great opportunity to go do something great, and his parents turned it down for him because they said, one day you're going to work your way up and become the president. And I said, this is such bullshit. Like, who? What the hell?
Okay.
Wow.
That was relatively terrible.
No, we can't end it like that. 'Cause
Yeah.
I gotta edit that out.
I'll bleep it.
Okay.
Jeez, man, you guys are getting loose-lipped with the f-bombs. Damn.
Sorry.
That's
me.
I'm not.
Well,
Yeah, you do swear a lot,
and
and that's relatively terrible. You end it wherever you want. Cut.